Hey collective, I got 2 new decks out. I got 2 new decks out. I don't know, I just felt called to use these for the reading. I was going to use this other new deck, which one of them is like a, I think it's a voodoo deck. Yeah, I think it's a voodoo deck. I'm going to use that one next. Hopefully I'll be able to do a few readings. I got some good sleep. Hope everybody's getting good sleep. I got some good rest. I've been putting good things into my body, you know, fresh fruits and vegetables. Been moving away from all my sweet addictions. Because those things were really, it was, they were overpowering me a little bit with that. Anyway, everybody's looking good, feeling good, smelling good, thinking good thoughts. You know how we do over here. Okay, this first card. I like this deck. It's funny because this is pretty bright in colors. And this deck has a lot of colors too, I've noticed. Don't mind that notification. That's, oh, that may be, okay. Thought that was my go to bed reminder. But it's a little too early for that. Just a tiny bit too early. Okay, so anyway. We're up here in this 7 of Wands in reverse energy. Somebody who is giving up, who's overwhelmed, maybe a little overly protective. And I guess we can all get a little overprotective. And I believe it's kind of stems from the fact that they had a marriage that had a lot of illusions. That was just, I think this person is maybe not being honest with themselves either. They have to realize, like, you chose who you chose to marry, and we have to take ownership of all of our own decisions, too. So anyway, whoever this is, I was going to ask, what are they giving up on? Oh, the High Priestess and the 2 of Wands and the Tower. That's an interesting combination. So it is the High Priestess first, right? Giving up on, oh, this person has given up on having their own, like, going within, like, following their own intuition. They're basically going within, like, figuring themselves out and going through their trauma. Yeah. Yeah, because they're uncertain about what this Tower moment will have. That's not a reason to go into, like, to not do the work. I don't think there ever is a reason to not do the work. We agreed to be down here to have the experience, and the whole purpose was to do the work. But yeah, they're 2 of Wands, you know, contemplating and looking at, like, well, what is this Tower? No one really knows what another person's karma is. It's just their karma. You have to look at your own self. That's your shadow work. That's your shadow work. You have to look at your own self and examine and say, hey, you know, what in me needs improving? What about me needs to dig deeper? Yeah, that was almost a 10 of Wands in reverse. I believe, though, either way it goes, it's still gonna be, yeah, someone is doing it all and carrying the burden, and at the same time they're working hard, trying to complete things and have a lot of extra responsibility. Like, all the burdens that they have, they complete them. That's why it's sideways. The burdens that they have, they complete them. Yeah, but it's not necessarily about doing that kind of work, taking care of everybody. It's about knowing when to stop taking care of everybody that's outside of you in certain fashion, so that you can actually love yourself and dig deep and go within. The whole thing you're trying to avoid. It doesn't matter if you try to avoid it. Life is inevitable, right? Certain things are just going to happen because that is life. You can make a choice not to go this way, that way. You know, you can make a choice to go sideways, and whatever, I mean, fashion you feel. It's just really weird. Like, it doesn't make sense to me, like, why someone plays with their own lives so much. It's like, that's a waste of time and good energy. This is the Seven of Swords. So this person has secret plans. Like, it's really weird. This person likes to throw a lot of, like, weird energy out because they don't feel comfortable about their own emotions. So because they have a difficulty with acknowledging their emotions, whoever the Seven of Wands is, you, unless somebody's listening too, I feel like, your issue is that you're not in touch with your emotions, and you feel like it's a bad thing to have them. And, you know, you're always got one foot out the door. Like, you're always kind of like, oh, okay, well, if it doesn't go, you like to flex that energy before you've even lived it. It's like you live in a lot of delusion. You live in your head where you play out all these different scenarios, right? And then, or whoever this is, they live in their head and they play out all these different scenarios, and then they pretend like they've executed them, and then they kind of get this sense of bravado or ego from that. And the fact that, like, when what happens when they tell people about this goal, like, yeah, I decided I'm not going to as though it's like something to be proud of. I don't know. It's very weird behavior, very weird energy. So under the High Priestess is the Six of Coins, the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, they're going to give it to somebody else, not the High Priestess. But I don't know that the High Priestess needs this person to give to them. She's got a donut there, which clearly is important to me because I just told you about my struggles with sweets. But she's got a donut there. She's got, like, all kinds of potions. She's got books. She's got lotion. She's got staffs. She's got 2 of them. She's got a bird. She's got this other creature behind her. Like, homegirl's got stuff nobody even knows about, okay? Nobody can even imagine. What do you call one of those? Yeah, you don't know either? Mm-hmm. And then I believe that this thing over here is alive, but it looks like a cookie. I don't know, like a cookie with antennas. But that thing definitely looks to have a face and a nose. Maybe a few of them. I don't know. It's all this stuff. Like, you could never imagine. And some of this shit is plugged up. Look, I'm not kidding. Some of this shit is plugged up. Look, there's cords. Anyway, yeah. And that's, I don't know. It's just really weird. It's really weird that someone wouldn't want to go within and do their own inner work. But it's okay, because I guess too, because not everybody is capable of being with someone who's a High Priestess. They don't, necessarily know how to keep the scales balanced, but keep themselves first, so to speak. All they know how is to, like, manipulate and, maneuver other people. They don't know how to control their own home, their own person. That's what's happening here. This person doesn't know even how to control themselves, but they know how to control other people. So you got, like, the blind leading the blind. You got somebody who's, like, really bad off because of the shit that they do, still manipulating other people to do shit with them too. I don't know how much of that is happening. I just feel like maybe there's a lot, like, if it's a woman, she's got, like, a lot of guys that she's seeing. If it's a man, he's got a lot of women that he's seeing. A lot of still of, like, that. Yep. I lost in the sauce when I first started learning tarot. That's what I called this card, the Seven of Cups. Don't get lost in the sauce. For this very same scenario too. Somebody who just doesn't, who every stinking time, they always pick that wrong cup because they feel like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I'm supposed to go with the brown paper bag. No, you're supposed to go with what feels right to you. You're not supposed to go with the brown paper bag or the prettiest bag, the one with all the bows. You're supposed to go with the one that, like, you look at and you're like, hey, that kind of speaks to me. Not this other bullshit. Like, I don't know. Like, it's weird because it's the same energy. It's like the Two of Wands and the Seven of Cups. Okay, you're not sure, and you're just not, because you have all these options. You're contemplating so much because you have all these options. Hone in on what you want, you know? Like, that should be a priority. It's like, what do I want? What do I need to be most fulfilled? But I don't think this person even knows, again, who they are. They're so busy playing people, if you will. This is crazy behavior. This is like suicidal. To me it is. It's like Russian roulette of the life, right? It's like Russian roulette of like with your whole entire soul and spirit. It's so weird. And that's the King of Wands. So I was just trying to kind of dig into the card a little bit. It's the King of Wands, which is someone who's, yeah, and the Tower is, it's going to have something to do with their, this is the King of Wands, someone who's mature and career focused, right? And passionate, right? I don't get that. I get that the Tower for this is that they're not. I think once this person finally sits down and does their shadow work, what starts to present to themselves is that they've not moved anywhere in their career for like 4 years, 3 or 4 years, you know? They've either not had a job for that long, or they've not done anything professionally for a while. That's why they're losing all their money. That was out here, not like, it was out here emotionally, if you will, from the table. Oh, yeah. The Death card is right at the bottom as we're getting to this King of Wands. Yeah. And they don't understand, like, they don't want to face that. It's like somebody who keeps posting, like, they keep reposting the same, let's say, flyer for their birthday party that was years ago. But there's no new party. There's no new date. They're just reposting an old flyer. Like when they were on the cover, like, there's some shit like, hey, remember this? But they're not doing it in a, hey, remember this way. They're literally living, you know, everything they post is about like, oh yeah, I knew this person back then. And oh yeah, I knew this person, you know, over at this point in time. Like, they're very sad. Oh, they're very sad. They're very unsure of themselves. They have a lot of issues to work through. They just sitting there. Looks like this person is crying too, while they're just letting their wands burn up. They're just like, oh, it's not like it's the wands behind them. It's the wands in front of them. Oh, they feel really like their situation is not, like, they feel like, I kept the wands in the past from catching fire, but this new wand, set of wands, I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, they want to go with them, but they don't know where to begin at. Okay, what's the last card for this Ten of Wands energy, please? Yeah, this King of Wands keeps kind of creeping me out a bit. I'm like, what is this deck? I don't even know what this deck is. King of Wands. It's like, it's weird because it's like bubbles all behind it, but like this king can't see. This person can't even see. Their hair is all up in their face. Like, it feels like they've blinded themselves, it feels like. And they've got some like way that they feel like, I don't know, they're not even really living life. They're just, I don't know. I don't even understand this part. Hemmed up in front of them. Like, I don't think they understand this part. Oh, okay. Okay. They don't understand this part of their life and what it really means, and what it really means, and, you know, what they should be doing next. And, you know, they're really, I feel like this person is really concerned about the karma because they know it's only just begun. You know what I mean? This person has a lot of self-doubt, you know, and they are ignoring the call. Okay, the Judgment card in reverse is someone ignoring the call. This person is definitely ignoring the call. Like, they wanted to make it known twice in the reading. like at the beginning and like at the end, like, I'm not going with it. And that's their issue. That's not anybody else. This came out on the side. I'm going to take it on the side here. And that's the Knight of Swords. So basically, and they're determined. They're determined to not go with it. Wow, this person is really committed to the devil. It seems like committed to not living a good and pure life. And that, I mean, to each his own. But I don't know why, like, we don't know how long we can live until, right? I feel like we could live until we're, 112 for all we know. If you take care of yourself correctly, right? And essentially, I feel like if this person actually decided to do what was right, they'd have everything that they thought they wanted. Like, they're never going to get any of the billionaire luxury dreams that they have dreamt about, okay? Those are just not coming true. They believe that they can continue in this energy and do that. But what they're not realizing is how people's families and they look, because the veils have been lifted. So I hate to explain this. So recently I just saw someone who's very prominent, let's say someone who is just like well known for their sportsmanship, right? It's a well-known athlete, played in pro leagues or plays, however you want to take it, right? Just top level, tier 1. Recently saw a photo of their children, and the children looked like they had bags under their eyes. To me, that meant the kids are not getting sleep in this home. There's a lot of fighting. Like, when you see, like, that may not be the case. Maybe they just flew very far to go do this, and like somebody like was sick up late. I don't know. But I honestly didn't get that energy. Like, I didn't get the energy of like, okay, we just didn't get enough sleep. It was the energy of, hey, we're in an unhealthy environment. We live in and that's what I'm not. There's a lot of things are changing in this world. Yeah. Wow. Okay, these are new cards, and they have stuff all over them, right? And it's kind of like what catches your eye first, right? That's why the eye is on these anyway. And when I said, basically, the first word that I saw on here was pre-earth time frame. Okay. So we're moving into kind of like a pre-earth time frame with respect to people who have been able to people called to leadership, basically, right? People who are called to leadership, who have been able to become conscious and open up their third eye and use it for good. The time is changing, like the jig is up, like all those things that I always said, like that's already started. There's sentencing is happening. Like, there's no more court hearings about who is right, who is wrong. Sentencing has already been in effect, probably for a while, and saying something about asexual. Oh, the reason they don't want to go within is there is definitely some childhood trauma. Oh, yeah. Because the first word that stood out on this was asexual. So they feel like they're like homogenous, or I don't know how else to explain it. Like, just, which is fine. Everybody should. I think that's something we should aspire to, is being, and I may not even be understanding this word right, but I feel like you should definitely be learning how to embody both masculine and feminine energy. But it's saying something about like accident or trauma in their life, which I believe is from childhood or something. Well, yeah, I believe it's from childhood. It says jungle, like the location. So I feel like they feel like their childhood, like life was like a jungle and they were left out in the cold like that or something, maybe. I don't know. And I want to highly account for the fact that like your trauma is not who you are. Like, no matter what happened to you, you're still, if not even more so, worthy of love and joy and, all of these different things. It's just that karma is karma. Once you know about it, like, it's inevitable. And then I think that's when people kind of make their choice, my ex-husband, he very much so is one of those people, like, you know, that I very much believe is, it's kind of like sleepwalking. They're not, they, you know, it's hard to get them to wake up and make all the moves, because there's a lot of steps, there's a lot of footwork that has to be done in life, right? There's a lot of footwork that has to be done, and there are people that just don't want to do that, right? They're just like, oh no, I'd rather, you know, just do this and, you know, just chill and do this one thing. Yeah, it's kind of like a gluttony. Oh, maybe this is, yeah. Saying gluttony. It says older man identity. This person may identify as like someone who's older and wiser. They may believe that about themselves. Like that they're like, and they're, you know, that they have the energy of like a, you know, 40-year-old. That's what they see. But now they're seeing the bigger picture and lesson in life, and they feel like they either need to battle or end themselves, maybe, or die. Yeah, because there's kind of, they have some kind of like wicked love for someone else, and all of this is kind of stemming from their trauma. They need to probably fast. This person needs to fast probably, but from like a lot of things, like from whatever they look at on social media. They need to fast from going to do the things that they normally do, maybe for exercise, like switch up your fitness routine. So if you normally go, you know, to Pilates, then you need to switch it up and like go hiking or jogging, or, you know, do something else. Get into nature probably. Because there's, God talks to you, God speaks to you, but this person doesn't want to, you know. But I feel like everybody does, really. Everybody does. We just don't always know where we're going wrong, is what I think. Gluttony keeps coming up here. Gluttony is the lesson. Okay? Gluttony is the lesson. Maybe moving into vegetarianism would help. Having a raw diet for a while. Yeah, they have a grandparent identity, like they've molded how they feel that they should behave and what they should do in life based on how their grandparent was, or grandparents. And they, instead of just understanding that life is for you to live and make it what you want it to be, that should be your identity. Your grandparents were probably doing that, which is why they are significant to you. But this person, I don't think that gets that. Something about dementia and death and material loss. Like, okay, this person is losing money, like I said earlier. I knew that was going to come out. That was a sign of synchronicity for sure. Someone, maybe a widow or a widower, who's got, I don't know. Well, spirits want me to remind you about dementia again, because doing the same things over and over again, having like such a strict routine, can help dementia set in earlier, 23:33 on the clock. So, and a friend told me this. So that's why you try to switch it up every now and then, and like maybe go a different way into work. You know, get off at a couple exits early and take the rest of the way through the streets. Or, you know, if you're a very routine person, you got to get in whatever routine it is that you always do. You got to break from it. You got to like take some little fasting from that. Do something different. Yeah, this person may have had a past life relationship with someone that they met along the way that was in this high priestess energy, and they've attached their identity now to this lover, right? And from there, they've had multiple, this is somebody who's had 3 lives with this other person. I just take the messages as they come, okay? That's the horn honking. They've had... This is, I believe, the 3rd life. So the other 2 past lives were in the World War. One of them was in the World War age time frame. Okay, that is definitely significant. I get something. I can't remember what it's called right now, and I've got so many stinking decks right now. I don't know where the one that I know would have a card like that in it is, but I'm sure that it'll come up. But this person has they're tying their identity to that now, instead of kind of maybe looking at this becoming more of a natural lesson for them. Yeah. Yeah, they really need to kind of get and have some faith and count on themselves, not on anybody around them. This is their time to do their shadow work. Shadow work does not feel good. You know what I mean? I get it. Shadow work makes you feel like, well, I don't know, because I didn't feel like that. I was like, okay, let's just go. Just go and do it, because it's right in front of you. So I don't even understand what not wanting to take the call feels like. It's just basically getting better. Like it's really is healing yourself. Doing your shadow work is your healing. It is how you heal these traumas and issues. Otherwise, all you end up doing is living in them. I'm going to end it there with that. I wonder if I should pull this and see what sign this is for. I felt called to like do that. Just trying to look for like a nice little oracle to give you some more insight into what you should do, what you should do. That's so many damn cards. It's like, what card do you choose? Okay. Ooh-wee. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff to get through. Ooh, I almost don't want to pull another card. This has been a pretty long reading, too. Hopefully this helps, though. I definitely saw something in here about money. Yep, this is the card that I saw. Face your synchronicity. Face your financial fears. So when you are honest with yourself when you are honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that you in fact have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with and released these self-doubts. Maybe that's what you're concerned about by going through this tower. Yeah, you're going to have to face a pretty bleak and dry, I keep hearing the word destitute moment in life. But that's because God wants to teach you a lesson. This was your destiny for, this was your destiny. That's your life, right? Yeah, you just need to take action. You need to take action to continue just to move forward. Like, what are you going to do? Just go to sleep and not wake up? You're just going to keep, drinking or smoking or, doing drugs and not actively living life and going out and, pursuing what it is that makes you happy? You got to take action. You got to take action, buddy. You got to take action. Okay? That's what's most important. I think this is the book for this set of cards. That was 34. Okay, a waiting period is over. Take the lead. Get physically active and go for it. Just as the sunflower shifts its position to face the sun's rays, this card is assigned to head in the direction of that which energizes you. Hold on. Who just said that? Anyway, that's all you got to do is find what makes you happy. Get yourself out of your stinking thinking and find what makes you happy. Soak in the nourishment of your passions and the feeling of being alive. Now is not the time to be timid or shy. Accept invitations for adventure and act on your ambitions. Any uncertainty on whether the time is right to proceed should be put aside. It's time for you to take action and make moves. There is also an energy of constant movement in this card, which can cause you to change directions frequently, leading to inconsistency and a lack of progress. Stay focused as you take into the next step with intention. Okay. Yeah, you just got to keep at it. Like, you're going to just have to be strong and push through all of this. You'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. Yeah, you'll be fine. Because you deserve, you know, a little bit of, you deserve a forward movement. You deserve, you know, a raise or promotion or elevation. I want to call it elevation for whatever reason. It feels like an elevation. So, you know, don't worry about it. You'll have that. Okay. Hope this is helpful for somebody. Keep looking good, feeling good, smelling good, thinking good thoughts, thinking good thoughts. Okay. Talk to you later.